स्वागत है जी एक बार फिर आप सब ਦਾ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਸੈਗਮੈਂਟ ਵਿੱਚ। ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਮੁਲਾਕਾਤ ਕਰਾਵਾਂਗੇ ਗੇਬਰੀਅਲ ਯੂ ਨਾਲ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਵੈਂਕੂਵਰ ਫਰੇਜ਼ਰਵੀ ਤੋਂ NDP ਦੇ ਉਮੀਦਵਾਰ ਹਨ। ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਸਭ ਦੀਆਂ ਨਜ਼ਰਾਂ ਚੋਣਾਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਟਿਕੀਆਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਨੇ, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿ 14 ਮਈ ਨੂੰ ਹੋਣ ਜਾ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ, ਤੇ ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਮੱਦੇਨਜ਼ਰ ਰੱਖਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਹੀ ਪਾਰਟੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਉਮੀਦਵਾਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬੁਲਾ ਕੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਂਝ ਪਵਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਚੱਲ ਸਕੇ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਉਮੀਦਵਾਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਕੀ ਸੋਚ ਹੈ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਤੇ ਕੀ ਇਹ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮਸਲਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਅੱਗੇ ਬੁਲੰਦ ਕਰ ਸਕਣਗੇ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਣਗੇ। स्वागत करते हैं Gabriel Yiu da. Welcome to the program.
Sat Sri Akal.
Sat Sri Akal. Thank you. So Gabriel, now that the campaigning is in full swing and you're going and doing door knocking, meeting the people, so what kind of issues and challenges are being brought forward by the people of Vancouver-Fraserview?
Well, first of all, like today there's rain, so while rainy days is difficult to canvass. But other than that, I think there were some very good sunny days. But the problem when sunny days, people are not at home. Actually, the best way to find people is during the rain.
Right.
In terms of issue, I think people really want change. They think that, they are sick of those kind of negative campaign. And at the same time, a lot of empty promises and all the contradictions provided by the busy Liberal government.
But specifically when we talk about your riding as such, if you can give us the demographics of this particular riding, there are lots of different communities living over there. But what about what kind of work do they do? Are they mostly employed or salaried, or what are they doing?
Well, first of all, this is an immigrant community. I think probably 80% of the residents are immigrants, mostly ethnic immigrants from Asia.
Right.
The biggest immigrant group is the Chinese, and then South Asian, Filipino, Vietnamese.
Right.
So it's mostly, I think, involved in small business. I have a small business background. Actually, that's also a very good way to connect with people.
Right.
We also have some union workers, hospital workers, teachers. We have a lot of teachers there, some civil servants, and we also have a lot of retired people live in the riding.
Right. So now, as you said, you also have been a small businessman, and I would like to bring this issue forward that the opposition, that is your opposition party, that is the Liberals, are claiming that we are the ones who can only provide a strong economy, and especially they are talking about the small businesses, that they are the ones who can provide the right leadership to them. So what is your take on that?
Well, first of all, I have a small business of retail shops for 22 years, so I actually know the business very well. My understanding is actually under the NDP government, the economic development in this province was better than the Liberals and the Social Credit beforehand. And then this is a fact. The other thing is, of course, it also depends on the big picture, because in the 90s there were some challenges, because Japan was BC's second largest trading partner. When they went into deep recession, it affects our export. At the same time, China was not ready to be the world factory.
Right.
So our commodity price, because of Japan recession, also was being affected.
Right.
And then 1997, we still remember the Asian financial crisis, and then also affected BC. But I can tell you that I landed here 1991. In that year, at that time, I don't think we had high-tech business industry. We didn't have much film industry, cruise ship, convention center, those kind of business actually developed in the 90s. When the NDP left government in 2001, actually those industries are doing very well. And the recent Busy Business Council not only certified that in terms of GDP growth, it was the best in the 90s, job creation, it was the best in the 90s, and also export was also job best in the 90s.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that way, what you believe in is that your party is the right party which can give right direction to the small business. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about the basic issues which are being brought forward. Like many other candidates from other ridings have come and talked to us about, health issues and education or senior issues. So are these issues also coming forward when you go and interact with the public?
Not that many, a little bit. I think education is something that a lot of people are concerned about, because after 12 years, we see our education system has been being undermined, especially when you take a look at immigrant community. We have a lot of special needs kids at school, ESL students. But in terms of the teachers has been cutting, librarian has been cutting. So actually today the NDP make a very good announcement that actually makes me very happy that we are going to increase funding about $100 million a year to K to 12.
Right.
I think this is a very good, well, the first thing is for this funding, we could increase 1,000 new teachers, librarians to our school system. We could reduce special needs and ESL students at school. But at the same time, we also would help parents with younger children.
Right.
In terms of childcare, we would reduce the cost of each child for family for $2,000 a year. So these are kind of things that I think if a government really cares for the people,
right,
we would have to help people and help the kids to do well.
Gabriel, as your party is claiming there's a time for change now, this is what you are harping upon. Why do you think there is a time now for a change in BC?
Well, first of all, we see that the Liberal government has done a lot, especially after the 2009 election. People really see the true face of the Liberal Party. Well, they promised a small deficit, and then no HST, and then after the election, all of a sudden we had HST, and then a huge deficit, and then HST took so long to get rid of it. I think this created a very big uncertainty to this province, because when you talk about business and economy, one of the major important factor is about a stable economy.
Right.
What we've seen last 4 years, it's definitely not a stable economy. At the same time, we see the government campaigning all the time. Campaigning and governing is two different things.
Right.
When the government only pay attention in campaigning in a very short-term photo-op thing, well, it's unfortunate the government neglected a lot of big things that actually affects everyday people.
So now when you are going to your constituents, what agenda are you taking personally as Gabriel Yiu? What are you offering to the public over there?
Well, first of all, I think I have been living in the riding for 22 years, immigrant background from Asia, who understand, who share the needs and concerns of immigrant community is very important. The other thing is, for the past 20 years, all 5 MLAs in my riding are parachute candidates. They only served 1 term, they didn't live in riding, and then they left. So I think it's time for Vancouver-Fraserview to have someone who lives in the riding, their kids study at local school, they care about the riding to represent the community. I think I do have a good track record in terms of community service, serving as a bridge between communities, and then a strong voice representing the riding.
And towards then, what would be a message, especially to the South Asians who are watching this program today, why they should vote for Gabriel Yiu?
Well, first of all, we share the immigrant background, but at the same time, I also have been building bridges in the South Asian community. Like this is the 2nd year, Vancouver-Varsaki. I organized a press conference with the leaders of the Sikh temple, invited Chinese community to participate. Because Varsaki, it's like the Lunar New Year.
Right.
That is a multicultural celebration.
So you believe in integration, whereby different communities interact with each other and they know each other much better?
Yes, and one well-known Sikh community leader actually at the press conference said that Gabriel Yiu is the first person who bring the two communities together.
Right. Wonderful. It was a pleasure having you. Best wishes for May the 14th. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. ਅੱਜ ਗੇਬਰੀਅਲ ਯੂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਵੈਂਕੂਵਰ ਫਰੇਜ਼ਰਵਿਊ ਤੋਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਮਹਿਮਾਨ ਸਨ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਟਰੈਕ ਰੈਕਡ ਹੈ ਐਜ਼ ਅ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸਮੈਨ ਅਤੇ ਇਹ ਉਸੇ ਇਲਾਕੇ ਨੂੰ ਬਿਲੋਂਗ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਇਹ ਵੋਟਾਂ ਮੰਗ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਟਾਈਮ ਫॉर ਚੇਂਜ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜੋ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਸਮੇਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੋ ਕੁਝ ਇਸ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੇ ਕੀਤਾ ਉਹ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਕੰਪੇਨਿੰਗ ਦੇ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ ਕੀਤਾ, ਨਾ ਕਿ ਗਵਰਨੈਂਸ ਸ਼ੋ ਕੀਤੀ। ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਇਹ ਆਸ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ 14 ਮਈ ਨੂੰ ਲੋਕ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੋਟ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਕਾਮਯਾਬ ਕਰਨਗੇ ਅਤੇ ਇਹ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਮੁੱਦਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਅੱਗੇ ਲੈਜਿਸਲੇਚਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਣਗੇ।